You guys remember the time when Monica McNutt was complaining to Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe how they were interpreting the game and that they should have been talking about the WNBA more before Caitlin Clark came into the league? How she had Angel Reese as her rookie of the year. And the main reason is, oh, whoever finishes higher in the playoff seeding should get rookie of the year, which is a dumb argument to make because you look at a guy like Victor Wembanyama, who is a phenomenal player, who put up some amazing numbers. They didn't make the playoffs, but the reason why he won rookie of the year because of his impact out there. Rookie of the year should not be tied to a record, especially if the team isn't that good. Angel Reese is a phenomenal rebounder, but when you look at impact, Caitlin Clark clears her right now because I keep saying this over and over again. Angel Reese is a third or fourth option. Caitlin Clark is a number one scoring option. Angel Reese is either going to be a Dennis Rodman prototype or a Kevin Garnett prototype. Both have Hall of Fame careers. The difference is Kevin Garnett is better on offense than Dennis Rodman. That's what Angel Reese will become. But at this stage of their careers, Caitlin Clark is a light years better than Angel Reese on offense right now. But going back to Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith, ever since Caitlin Clark has been winning more basketball games, adjusting to the physicality of the game, helping the Fever move up in the playoff standings, everyone's real quiet. You don't hear a lot coming out of the females camp with Monica McNutt and Cheryl Swoops. They are mad quiet. They're probably mad, in my opinion, because these guys are right. I don't get it because you complain on national television about, oh, we're not talking about the WNBA enough. And here the guys are just trying to support the league and give it more notoriety and attention. And you're nowhere to be found on Monday. You're just gone. Hopefully she's there today on the show and gives an apology or admits she was wrong about Caitlin Clark. I doubt she will. But it's funny how the guys are trying to help the WNBA get better, while these analysts on the other side for females don't really support Caitlin Clark or rock with her because apparently Caitlin Clark needs to earn her mark. I get that. I'm not saying that she's better than Asia Wilson because she's not. But here's the thing. Caitlin Clark is more popular right now. Doesn't mean Asia Wilson isn't better because she is. But you just have to accept how things are working out and just let Caitlin Clark continue to shine so everyone can get money and the WNBA can become more popular. I want to play what Shannon Sharpe had to say because this was absolutely funny.
There's a lot of women that was on ESPN that had a lot to say earlier about this. They gone quiet now.
You say they quiet?
Nah, quiet.
Y'all quiet now. Now I want somebody to send that to you because you know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna call your name, but you know who you are. Y'all had a lot to say early. Y'all had a lot to say early. And if you think I'm talking to you, I am. Make no mistake about it. I'm talking to you. You know who you are. One of you was a former coach. I get a little bit more specific. Some of you played the game. Now I want y'all to have that same thing with y'all.
AKA Cheryl Swoops. We know what she's been doing with Caitlin Clark, running her name through the mud, not giving her credit, and going back and forth with Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, that's not going to end well for Cheryl Swoops. But yeah, they're just quiet. They don't want to say anything. They don't want to give Caitlin Clark her praise. And we see the silence. We see you being quiet. And that's just going to stir up the fans even more to support Caitlin Clark and want her to shine. And I'm telling you right now, if Caitlin Clark ever left the WNBA, y'all would be looking foolish right now if that would happen. Of course, I don't think that will happen. But if Caitlin Clark decided, you know what, I don't want to deal with all this drama. I want to go play in the Big Three with Ice Cube. The amount of scrutiny that would come towards the WNBA, they wouldn't be able to handle it. They'd probably run away. But yeah, I mean, I remember when they were criticizing Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith for how they would analyze in the game. And that was ridiculous to me. And that behavior by Monica McNutt was just out of line. I remember she's been bad with takes in the past. I think she had the Bucks over the Celtics. And I was like, you clearly aren't watching basketball because even when I saw the Bucks get Damian Lillard, they lacked athletic wings. And you just completely ignored that. And what happened? The Celtics won the championship. No surprise. Even if the Bucks were healthy, I think Boston would beat them in 5 games. You got to learn how to analyze the game and do better with basketball takes and recognize when you have a player like Caitlin Clark and you're trying to compare her to Angel Reese, it's not hard to pick up on who's better on offense, who's making a bigger impact. Caitlin Clark runs that offense. Angel Reese does not. She's a great rebounder. She can play defense. But when it comes to impact, Caitlin Clark is better right now. It's not even close. Is that being disrespectful to Angel Reese? No, it's not. Those are just facts.
Don't get mad now. Ooh, man, Kayla let that. Man, Ocho, I was watching it. Man, she was coming up the picks, let the freeze go.
Yeah.
Enrique come down, let one go.
Yeah.
He said, wow. She said, I'm tired right now. Hey, Kelsey, take that one. Kelsey hit that left hand on him. Wop, wop. Wop, wop. Wop, wop. She said, Kelsey, you tired right now? That's my turn. She come out that pick, fade to the left. Y'all know when she go to the left, you know what she's going to do. It's like LeBron James. When he look down at his hand.
Seeing Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark form better chemistry after the All-Star break is so fun to watch. They've been looking much more comfortable in their roles. And again, Shannon Sharpe's not lying. You know, people don't want to admit the truth. They don't want to say that Caitlin Clark has surpassed expectations, and they don't want to just give her credit. I love that LeBron James shouted her out and said, "Hi, haters," because I'm sure that's got to make some people upset because she's a supporter of Caitlin Clark. But I now understand it better why people in the past hated on LeBron James, and I don't like that. I used to be one of them, and looking back at that behavior, it wasn't good. You know, I don't like the fact I see people on YouTube constantly making content about LeBron James all day long and hating on his name. I think it's ridiculous because you're not really analyzing the game appropriately. I'm not saying you have to like LeBron James and everything he does, but to act like he's not a top 3 player ever, you just don't know basketball, in my opinion. I don't think he's better than Jordan, but I don't like the discourse I see with LeBron because it's just constant hating. He lives rent free in your heads, and it's just an ongoing subject. And part of that's because of Skip Bayless, because of his takes on LeBron. People have latched onto his content and taken advantage, and credit to them. But, you know, seeing LeBron shout out Caitlin Clark is really funny to me. And, you know, Caitlin is going to get better at her game. And I'm excited for the Fever and seeing what they do next with this team in the future. And, you know, Kelsey Mitchell adapting to her game, playing off the ball, able to generate her shots by Caitlin Clark's playmaking has been something fun to watch. And kudos to Mitchell for adjusting her game. I am curious to see how the female analysts on ESPN are going to handle this situation because Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith are not playing around. They're going to keep holding them accountable, and as they should, because if you want a league to grow, you got to do your job correctly. If you don't do it right, fans aren't going to take you serious. You're going to look dumb. So I hope Shannon Sharpe keeps holding them accountable, keeps putting feet to the fire and saying, you know what, you were wrong. You got to admit you were wrong and just move forward. Like, that's why no one's talking about Lexi Brown, because she recognized early in the season with Caitlin Clark, oh, she's for real. Now, I want to touch on Caitlin Clark's games early in her career because there's talks about, well, she obviously struggled, and yes, she did. But let's break this down. So her first game against the Sun, 20 points. She shot 33% on 36% shooting from 3. So she still shot well from 3. The next game against the Liberty, 9 points, 6 assists, 25% shooting overall, 14% from 3. The next game against the Liberty, in her third game as a rookie, 22 points, 8 assists, 40% from 3, which is good, and 53% from the field, which is solid. Goes up against the Sun again, shoots a better percentage at 45.5% from the field, 43% from 3. So you see her three-point shot was good. And in the Storm, it wasn't so good. Still had 21 points, 7 assists. So you notice the assists are getting pretty consistent. And her shooting percentage isn't that good. Goes up against the Sparks, has 11 points. She shoots 28% from the field, 22% overall. As you see, the field goal percentage for a stretch of games wasn't good. But then she plays the Sparks again, shoots 44%, dips back down to 30% from 3. And then 37.5% from 3 against the Storm, had 20 points and 9 assists. So her assist numbers didn't stay down at all. She had one game, which is the first game against the Suns. She had 3 assists. But she was averaging around 5 or 6 assists a game afterwards. So we're moving on. Play the Sky, 11 points, 6 assists, 36%, not too well from 3. She struggled from 3 at times. And as you see, 40%, 53% from 3, 30 points against the Mystics. She was really good in that game. It's like probably her breakout game. Struggled against the Sun again, and then struggled against Atlanta, but they were starting to win basketball games. So as you see, her percentages, she's had her moments where she hasn't shot well, but her assists stayed pretty consistent. But as the season has progressed, her assist numbers are up. Her shooting percentage has been pretty consistent. She still has a couple of moments where she doesn't shoot the ball well. But overall, Caitlin Clark looks more comfortable out there. That's key. And it's obvious at this point that she's adjusting, and she's only a rookie. So to say that, oh, yeah, she struggled early on, she wasn't that good. Yeah, you've got a point. But what has happened since then? She's gotten comfortable, and the Fever are playing really good basketball. And she's only getting better. And that's the scary part. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what Shannon Sharpe had to say about the people who are wrong about Caitlin Clark. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.